Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on another new stitch video. In this one, I'm going to show you how to knit the rolled rib stitch, also known as the column stitch sometimes. This is a rib stitch that provides a fabric that lays nice and flat, but it scrunches up a little bit because it's a rib stitch. And you can see that on the back side, that it's clearly a rib. And then this is the front side. And because it's a rib stitch though, it has a lot of stretch. So I think this will work great as just as a rib stitch for projects like the base of a sweater or a vest or something, or just even by itself. Now I've provided the details of the stitch in the description field for both knitting it in the flat as well as in the round. And I have a couple different colors swatches here so you can see what it looks like in both dark as well as light. The rib is a little bit more visible, I think, in the lighter shade. So let me show you how it's done. The pattern itself is a 2-row repeat, and it's knit on a multiple of 3 stitches plus 1. So I have cast on here 10 stitches. So 3 times 3 is 9, and then plus 1, so 10. So any multiple of 3 plus 1 will work. And I'm putting this at an advanced beginner or intermediate level, just because the one row is super simple, but then the other row has a little bit of a passing the slip stitch over type situation. So I would put this at somebody who's comfortable with knitting and has started potentially lace knitting. All right, so row 1, which is actually the wrong side, starts off with the pattern repeat, which is a knit 1, purl 2. So you're going to do knit 1, purl 2, all the way to the last stitch. So here we go, knit 1, and then purl 1, purl 2, and knit 1, and purl 1, purl 2. And we'll see that one more time. Knit 1, and purl 1, purl 2. And keep doing that till you get to the last stitch. The last stitch is just a knit 1. And that is the wrong side of the work. You're then going to turn your work. Now the second row, the pattern repeat is you start off with a purl 1. So purl 1. Then you're going to take the yarn to the back and you're going to slip the next stitch purlwise. So you're just going to insert your needle like so, as if to purl, and just slip it over. So in the pattern, this is abbreviated as slip 1 with yarn in the back. So that means take the yarn to the back and then slip the stitch over. Then you bring the yarn forward. So bring the yarn to the front and then you knit 1. So now when we do that, you'll notice that it actually creates a stitch right there, which is what we want. So we're going to bring the yarn forward and knit the stitch with the yarn forward. And now the stitch that we slipped right here, which is the 3rd stitch from the top, we are going to pass that over both these stitches. So you're going to take your left needle, you're going to insert it into the front loop of that 3rd stitch, and you're going to pass it over both these stitches. And so this is the slightly finicky part that creates that bit of a ridge, that roll that you're going to see in the rib. Okay. Now your stitch count will remain the same throughout this row. So here we go. Let's see this pattern repeat all the way to the last stitch. So here we go. Purl 1. So I'm going to go ahead and purl 1 and then slip 1 with the yarn in back. So take the yarn to the back, slip the stitch over, then bring the yarn forward and knit 1. And then take the 3rd stitch, pass it over the 2 stitches. One more pattern repeat. Let's see it one more time. Purl 1, yarn to the back, slip, yarn to the front, knit, and pass that 3rd stitch over, pass that slip stitch over both those stitches. Keep doing that all the way to the last stitch, and the last stitch is going to be a purl 1. And that is it. That is your pattern repeat. So this is the right side. So row 2 is the right side, row 1 was the wrong side. And that's it. You're going to keep repeating rows 1 and 2. Once you repeat that, your work will start to look like this. And once you're done, you're just going to do a regular bind off, and that's it. Thanks as always for your support, and happy knitting.